Yo, what's good, y'all? It's Bassey, Akwa. Pop Smoke was murdered in his Los Angeles home. And when I definitely first saw this story, I just couldn't believe it. We definitely talk about a lot of stories and we talk about a lot of people. Sometimes I may come on here and make jokes. Sometimes, like the listeners and subscribers, they make jokes back. And a lot of times on this channel, for the most part, like a large percentage of this channel, we laugh, but at the same time, we kind of break things down through the joke. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, there's definitely truth in every joke. But in this type of situation, I couldn't really find myself to make any joke. If you're tuning in and you don't know what's going on, a New York City rapper by the name of Pop Smoke was murdered. His LA home. He was definitely on the up and up. If you've been paying attention to if you've been paying attention to rap, even like passively, you're not too like intensely like interested in it, then you definitely have heard about Pop Smoke about like 6 months ago or 8 months ago, like in the summer. Like Pop Smoke was just like, he was just like a neighborhood type of like figure. Like, oh, this is a new neighborhood street rapper. He could like have the potential to have the same success as legends that we've seen before us, such as 50 Cent, DMX, and he definitely had that type of energy. Like when we see those type of artists, we kind of look at them as like superheroes. I remember when I was younger, like I definitely looked at 50 Cent, Lloyd Banks, Tony Ayo as superheroes. Because they come from, what I'm saying, these same neighborhoods that the people that they initially inspire, like the core fan base, like the people in those urban communities that they actually come from. So watching somebody like Pop Smoke, I just saw that he, inspired a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely can see how people could take this and then like get down and start thinking bad. But at the end of the day, I definitely saw some things that Blueface said. If you guys don't know, Blueface is a rapper from the West Coast, and some people probably would have taken it and possibly looked at it as disrespect. Me personally, I think what he said was a little bit too early. It's like the same day he passed. But Blueface said that like when you come to the West, you gotta really know who to like tap in with, you know, and like if you're from New York, this is probably very very foreign to you. If you haven't been paying attention to rap in like the past 5 years, if you're younger, you probably wouldn't understand. But like going to LA, you know, as a rapper from like another state, especially New York, where just the history of New York and LA is already like a rocky history, but like everything that's happened in the past with Biggie and Tupac has been mended and like Suge Knight, but at the same time, there's always still like like if I'm pretty sure if a LA dude hears something about a New York dude and he hasn't met him yet, he probably gonna make some past judgments like, oh, this dude is arrogant. This dude thinks he could just come here and do whatever he wants. Because that's a lot of times when I go other places, that's people's perception of people from New York. They think, oh, they're better or they're too better. But at the same time, like I understood what Blueface said. Like when you quote unquote check in, it's not necessarily like, oh, like I'm trying to like take away your manhood. I'm trying to show that you're not really gangster when you come in my town. Like for some dudes, I can see why people would take it that way because if you saw the whole Takashi 6ix9ine like saga, there was so many dudes that were clearly clout chasing, and their whole motive was to like emasculate like Takashi 6ix9ine and Treyway and make them look as if they aren't as tough as everyone painted them out to be. But at the end of the day, man, in reality, in real life, like you really should definitely tap in with people over there on the West because you know the cultures in like New York and other countries, I mean other cities and even other countries, it's just not the same as the West, man. Like the West is a very different place, you know. They have a lot of rules set in place, and when people say this, they kind of look at it as a joke. Like, what do you mean rules? Like this ain't school. This ain't like a substitute teacher. But at the end of the day, it's just different. Like the whole like culture. I see people talking about the gang culture. It's like if you're talking about a certain type of thing, even just a certain type of life, like aggressively, even if you're not banging a gang or whatever that means, like if you're just like a street rapper, you probably should check in with dudes that are like street rappers. And it doesn't even have to be like, you know, the most gangster dude. Oh, I mean, One Neck Tony said, yo, you got to come through and meet us at the pool hall. Like, nah, there's definitely, there's rappers that you might even be cool with. Like, this dude's like Blueface. He seems like a cool young dude who could probably relate to a Pop Smoke. So many dudes you could probably hook up with that are well respected and that really could show you how to move. You know what I'm saying? Because in like believe it or not, in the West, when like a rapper comes through and they know one really important person and then that plugs them into all types of other people, when they come out there and they do certain things, they may be dolly or something or with a few people, they are respected and they are left alone. That's just what it is in the West. There's a different respect and honor system. That's just what it is. In New York, for the most part, you know, I think more so in the past, rappers from out of town have been able to just come out here, run around New York, you know what I'm saying, mess with white chicks in the city, like you know what I mean, just really run around and just do whatever they want. I think in recent years, they've just definitely been coming to check in and, or just tapping with people that are respected in New York because we saw what happened with the whole YBN Mighty J situation. And, we saw how that situation turned out. It was something small that escalated into something big because of people's egos. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, in the West, it's just a different honor system, it's a different respect system, and I definitely don't want to blame it on that. I'm just giving a different perspective, because there's many things you can think of, And when I first saw the story, a lot of people, that were from the East Coast were like talking to me, like people I know in real life, like friends, were like, "Yo, like what happened? Like, yo, is it like a setup? Like, yo." For me personally, like when it comes to like LA, like it's just really different, man. Like, the most nicest celebrity, like yo, freaking you know what I'm saying? Morgan Freeman has probably had his house broken into. You know what I'm saying? He probably was in the living room sipping on some tea, watching just a plain blue sky on his TV screen because he's God and everything. And some goons ran down. He's like, "All right, take everything." You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the culture out there. You know what I mean? If you listen to YG and that whole, he had a whole like album and a whole movie on just the breaking and entering culture, the burglary culture. That's a real culture out there. That's a real thing that they do to get money. You know how dudes you should stay on the block and like sell drugs. These dudes really plan robberies like that's a legitimate job for them, But at the end of the day, you heard 50 Cent said, stick up kids don't live long in New York. At the end of the day, it was in New York, and it's just like, it's definitely unfortunate, because I feel like, Pop Smoke, he definitely was moving as if he was very respected because I don't believe that he wasn't tapped in with people in LA, but I think he was just a little bit more relaxed because of his position in the rap game. And he thought, when you're at that spot, when you're at that position where everyone in the game likes you, everyone wants to work with you, everyone is just so highly respected by you. There's a certain aura to you when you come out and when you first pop off. To where he probably thought he was good. He was taking pictures with money. He was having a good time. If you guys know about New York, in certain parts of New York and certain parts of Brooklyn, there have been like different sweeps and stuff like that. So him leaving New York was kind of it's kind of a necessity. So I just burped. It was definitely like a necessity because it's like all the energy that was going on in New York. Why would he even want to like stay there? Like he might have been fine. He probably would have because it's just the way it happened was just real different. But like I felt like he had to, in my opinion, I feel like he had to leave New York too. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just getting way too popular as a rapper. And just looking at the story, they said that he left his address like when he took a picture in front of the house. It showed the address, and it's in Beverly Hills. Then he got some clothes, from a designer or something like that, and then it had the address on it. And then so they say people tracked it down and everything. In my opinion, I feel like the conspiracy theories got to stop because at the end of the day, you're not just talking about anybody. You're not just talking about some rapper, especially people from New York. You shouldn't look at it. Oh, it's a setup. Like, come on, man. This dude has a family. You know what I'm saying? This dude has close friends, and I saw Axel. If you guys don't know, Axel Beats was one of his main producers and one of the main producers for the drill scene for years now. I saw him definitely I saw him definitely mourning over it and definitely sad, and I hope he's doing well and like the whole team over there is doing well. But when you post these type of things about like a conspiracy theory happening, I mean, like, come on, like if we're talking about what the Patriots versus whatever team, you know what I'm saying? All right, whatever conspiracy that you thought they deflated the balls, okay, but we're talking about a man and really just a kid that had a family and just had a ton of people that loved him and a ton of support from his hometown, where like he was just definitely beloved, and for you to come out and say it was a setup, I don't think that's really necessary at this point. It wasn't even a few hours after he passed, and people were talking about how it was a setup. I just think that's definitely distasteful. You know what I'm saying? I think that's not the right thing. It's distasteful. But in all, I hope I hope everyone on his team is doing well. Everyone on in his family is doing well. And to be honest, looking at this whole Pop Smoke situation, I've been talking about him pretty much since he came out, since his first interview, since his first song. If you've been watching my channel for a while, whatever years, you definitely see me talk about Pop Smoke in a very good way. And the reason why I definitely focus my attention on Pop Smoke because I saw, this could be a dude that could really go far enough to really, you know, to really actually do something when it comes to New York City rap. A lot of people have been talking about New York City rap coming back and all this type of stuff. In reality, in 2020, it really did come back, because like we might have lost Pop Smoke, but there's definitely a lot more dudes. Like we got Fabio Four and all these dudes, Bobby Shmurda's coming out soon. So just the fact that Pop Smoke was able to garner this much attention to revamp, you know, a movement in New York City, and well, movement that was already running the Brooklyn drill scene. That was definitely a movement already running with dudes like Axel and Mello and stuff like that. But for Pop Smoke to garner this much attention to revamp Brooklyn rap in general, and that energy was able to seep out into different parts of New York and get something sparking within New York itself. I definitely think that's, to me, that's one of the definitions of bringing New York City back. Because things were definitely not looking good 3 years ago, 4 years ago, or 8 years ago. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Turn on notifications, like, subscribe. What do you think about this? How do you feel about Pop Smoke? Um, passing in his Los Angeles home, and California. Like I said before, man, definitely be mindful of how you talk about this. Remember, this person as family at the end of the day, man. You know what I mean? And Pop Smoke, Pop Smoke's legend. He's definitely a legend. He would definitely live on. In the future and everything, and he'll live on through his art. He'll live on through his art and his aura. And I think he's a very influential person that has helped not only rap and hip hop, but just the community, like in his community for the better. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Turn on notifications, like, subscribe, yo. Holla.